I had said that the first song which I sung before Baba was in Mahabaleshwar. Yes, on uh, a day earlier, on 15th of October, Baba had held what he called as a trial session. And every member of the Bhajan Mandali was to sing individually one song before Baba. Yes. And then I had sung one song. And last time you had said that you would like to hear that song. Then one of my other colleagues, he was very good singer. He had a very good voice. He had a very good style of singing. But when somebody asks him to sing, he will get nervous. And then in Mahabaleshwar also, there was his turn, and he was not able, put up properly. He was just hesitating, a sort of thing, not very happy to just present himself. And what Meher Baba said to him is, there are two things. One, either you imagine that everybody sitting here is your own people. Everybody sitting here is own people. Or you think that there is nobody around me. That was he had sung. His name is Narendra. He had sung nicely. Now, if you want me to sing that song, or there is another song which I had sung in Botanical Garden on Baba's suggestion. Baba asked me to sing one song, and that was in a sad mood. So which you want now?
Your choice.
My choice.
Yeah, your choice.
My choice. But mind me, it will be repetition.
I might say both.
You won't mind.
So you better choose. You
want to sing it right now at the end of the program?
Well, we do Arti at the end.
All right. Now we'd just take up the matter for the subject matter first, because that will be in the series of our talks. We were talking about the musts, about Baba's, one of the persons, a Mandali member by name Krishna Nair. And while talking about him, we were discussing about Baba's concern about his work with the musts. In the history, nobody has done so much of work. In the history of the avatars, we don't find any example wherein avatar has contacted the God intoxicated people so much as Meher Baba has done. So that was the subject matter we were discussing. Now about this Krishna. Krishna was he was doing his own. He was doing Baba's duty also. Keeping a guard in the night time, and in the daytime he would be in charge of of one of the mosques, a very great mosque by name Chatti Baba. Chatti Baba was a six-plane mosque and very useful. And so there is a certain time in the 40s that Baba had worked with this Chatti Baba. Yes, yes, correct. Baba had worked with this Chatti Baba, and there is a beautiful story about this person. And many times when this why this Krishna Nair was chosen for to take care of Chatti Baba, because one thing that Krishna was very stern and steady person, very sturdy person, very hard work and capable of doing hard work, and then she knew the language of Chatti Baba. Chatti Baba used to speak Tamil, and Krishna used to understand Tamil, and he was more or less an interpreter in between Baba and Chatti Baba, and Chatti Baba and other people. So many times during Krishna's service with Chatti Baba has expressed several times about the world war that was going on. As we know that certain times during the night time he used to be very violent. And then he will shout and he will throw the things from here to there. And then create such a show that everybody will be just after him to make him calm and quiet, but he won't do that. He will be, once his mood is lost, then nobody can change it. And then Baba has to intervene. And after he sitting with Baba, he will be all right. Immediately he will calm down, and then he will return to his room and sleep there or whatever it may be. So this was every time, and Chatti Baba had many a times passed some remarks which were very, very significant remarks concerning to the war. He said that there will be such a bad time that people will suffer of shortage of food. They will suffer from starvation, and nobody will be there to control, to bring the situation under control. And it is Mer Baba who will, who will set right the situation and even help the common people. On another time, he would say that my house is burning, house is burning. One such a time, he, in the night time, when he used to sit for Baba's guard, he would sit outside of Baba's room. Now just see, Baba is sleeping inside. This man is sitting outside of the door, and Baba's room door is closed. But a simple sound of even his clothes rubbing with each other, that will disturb Baba's sleep. And Baba would call him by clapping and giving a clap, and once he goes in, Baba would fire him, saying, why you disturb my sleep? I am resting in it. Don't you feel you, don't you think that I am resting here? Why you are making sound? This was many a times. Every time this used to happen. A simple, even from turning from one side to another, Baba would clap. That means the man was to sit there like a statue. Now, there are certain incidents of ghosts coming there. But that I will not tell today. I will choose some other time. Today, now taking this Chatti Baba, it so happened that once in the midnight, Chatti Baba became very violent. Chatti Baba became very violent, and um, he was not being controlled by anybody. He was throwing the things, he was breaking the glasses of the windows and making all chaos there. And Baba, Baba is snoring. Baba is in a very deep sound sleep. Chatti Baba is shouting, creating all chaos. Baba is resting, it is sounding. And Krishna thinks what type of God he is. A simple sound of my clothes, it disturbs his sleep. Whereas this man is creating so much of chaos and he is resting there very calm and quiet. What type of God he is? After little time, Baba, Baba asked him, what you are thinking? Now one cannot hide. And Krishna had to tell that, Baba, I was thinking that a simple movement of my legs or something, it disturbs your sleep. Whereas this man is creating so much. You are in a sound sleep. And I was just thinking that what type of God you are. So that's such a very small incident. There are certain incidents which I have personally heard from this Krishna Nair, but that I am keeping it aside for the time being because I had to just get it confirmed, some of these incidents, especially about these ghosts and all that. But this now, there was a question. There was a question for studies. And we say that not in the earlier history of the spirituality, there has been an instance where Avatar has done so much of work with the must. In fact, the term must term, we used to use that word, but then in a different context. Baba has given a different meaning to it. By must, Baba said those who are intoxicated, born intoxicated people, they are called must. In our language, common parlance language, we used to, if a person is, don't care master, we would say he's a must. Carefree person. That we call he's a must. But then after coming in Baba's contact, after reading something about Baba, listening to Baba's talks and all that, we could know that what is a must. This must is a very
Chatti Baba was big man, big. Was he very big? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't show his body, but
yes.
yeah.
But yeah, he was very lovable person. That is what you said. That is what he is a very lovable person. He used to get he used to get out of control and all that. That was there. But all other time he was very loving person. Yes. Now that particular day when this happened, Once it so happened that Baba had asked Krishna Nair that Krishna Nair used to keep the buckets one after the other, 200 buckets of water, and then buckets full of dust and full of clay, this earth. They had to be kept for him to put on its fed. So that was there. Once it so happened that Krishna Nair came little late, about 10 minutes late, and Baba got very annoyed with him. Baba was very much upset with him, and Baba said that you are just a useless person. Baba is telling other Mandali, see Krishna, he is sleeping like a pig. He's sleeping like a pig. What use is for me? In fact, he is useless person. And Baba says to Krishna, I am paying you 10 rupees per month. I am paying you 10 rupees per month. And I am also sending some money to your mother, who is alone there. On your behalf, I am sending some amount there. And still, you show this carelessness. You don't obey me. I want implicit obedience, whereas you commit so many mistakes every time. You are just a useless person for me. And Krishna says to Baba, do you think that I am staying with you for the sake of money? I am not with you for money's sake. I can go and serve somewhere and get money and take care of my mother and myself. I am not staying here for the sake of money. Krishna very plainly tells to Baba. And if you feel that I am staying here just for your 10 rupees, then I don't want to stay here. I will go away. And Baba says, all right, you want to go away, you go away. In fact, had you been a lover, had you been been loving me, then you will never think of going away from me. But since you want to go away, go away. And but before going, just give breakfast to that person, Chatti Baba, and don't go away. I don't want your service. Now, this Krishna had prepared breakfast for Chatti Baba. He gives that breakfast to Chatti Baba. And while giving this breakfast and talking with Chatti Baba, his mind is changed. Because when he was preparing to go, away. He was just about to put a step outside the door. Chatti Baba started laughing, loudly laughing. And Krishna gets upset and she says that I am going away and you are laughing. You are happy about it. And Chatti Baba says, what Chatti Baba says, where you go? Where you go? He said, I'll go anywhere. Wherever you go, he will be there. There is no place where he is not. So wherever you go, Mayor Baba will be there. And while giving that breakfast to Chatti Baba, the anger which he was having in his head, Krishna was having in his head, it gets settled, and he felt there that I should not go away. Because Chatti Baba has said that wherever you go, he will be there. So he just, in spite of that, he just, when he opened the door, Baba was standing there. And Baba says, now you can go. See how Baba is also plays tricks with his own people. When he's, I open the door, Baba is there, and Baba says, now you can go. And Krishna says, I am not going. I want to stay, I will stay here. So that tussle of the lover and the devil always used to be there. There are several such examples. Now, when we are talking about the past history, our K.K. Ramakrishnan, the ex-secretary of Poona Center, a chosen secretary by Meher Baba, he used to quote one example from the Mahabharata. It's a beautiful example. There was one, now Krishna, Lord Krishna, his maternal uncle was the king of that place, king of that kingdom. And he was very tyrant, he was very cruel, because these subjects were not very happy about him, and he was treating them very cruelly. And Krishna killed him. And then somebody, Krishna took over as the king. He made Dwaraka as his kingdom, as his, what we call the city of his office, Dwarka. He started staying there in the Dwarka. Of course, all these old time people, they had very big palaces, and then chariots and horses and everything. So Krishna had all that luxurious thing with him. And he took over as the king. He started ruling over the people, and very nice. Within a short time, everything was settled so very beautifully. And once it so happens that one of these old rishis, who was very cruel, very short-tempered person. I think his name was Jamadagni or something, very short-tempered. He was known for that purpose. He came visiting Lord Krishna. When he heard about that Lord Krishna has taken over as the king of that whole kingdom, and he has made his capital as Dwarka, he wanted to visit it. And then once he came there, now any little mistake in conversation will upset that rishi. He will give some curse. That was his nature, very short-natured person. And when he came, and then all the servants, they just ran inside and informed Lord Krishna that such and such person has come. Krishna, as soon as he heard that, he got up and came running to the door, and with a tremendous respect, he brought this rishi inside the palace, and then very respectfully he made him sit on his throne, on Krishna's throne, on the throne of the same king. He made him sit there. He asked for some water for washing his feet. Then water was brought. Krishna called his wife also Rukmini. She also came. Both of them were trying to maintain the mood of that Rishi. They washed his feet, and thereafter they bow down to him, keeping their forehead on his feet, and then he said that I am going to take food, and your wife, and Rukmini, Krishna's wife's name was Rukmini. She has to cook the food herself, not depend upon the servants. She has herself to cook the food, and until the time she is cooking the food, I will go and take bath at the river, and then come back, and then we will have a food. So he goes away to take bath, and here Rukmini is busy in cooking the food, all sorts of things, very nice, very tasty food. She is preparing so many items of food, so that the mood of the rishi is maintained. And after his bath is completed, he comes from there, and then they have prepared for serving the food. Now see, the Rishi said that both of you, both Krishna and Lord Krishna and Rukmini, they have to serve me with their own hands. So Krishna and Rukmini, they are standing there serving the food, and this man is taking the food, very happily taking the food, because the food was so very nice, so very tasty, so very good, very delicious food, that he was very happy about it. And because he was happy, Lord Krishna and Rukmini also became very happy. And after this whole process of taking bath and taking food, that person expressed a desire to have a round in that city. To have a round in that city. Now, when he expressed his wish that I want to take a round in the city, so Krishna called for chariot, and a very beautifully decorated chariot. But then another condition which he put forth is that I don't want horses to draw it. I don't want horses. Krishna on one side and Rukmini on the other side, they have to draw the chariot. That is the throughout the city. Now just see, Krishna is the king of that city. Now, for the sake of that Rishi, he is pulling that chariot along with his wife, and they are going around the whole city. It was a very, one may say that it was very humiliating time. Believe me, in Baba's life, if you study very minutely about Baba's activities or Baba's contacts with his monks, you will find that there are many incidents when outwardly we feel that it is very humiliating situation for Baba, but then Baba has his own purpose. Here, the same thing happened, that Krishna, in serving that person, had his own purpose. Both of them, both Krishna and his wife, they have a big round within the whole city of Dwarka. People were astonished to see this procession, but then they cannot say anything about the king who has taken his decision to serve that rishi. And then after coming back, he very happily gets down and then he wants to go away. And Lord Krishna was very, very politely he comes up to the gate, and then that Rishi goes away. What happened thereafter is that chariot which was used by Krishna to take that Rishi around the city, the same chariot was used during the Mahabharat war. That war was in between two groups of brothers. They were brothers, but different mothers. They were brothers, different mothers and different fathers. One were five on one side and 100 on one side. Five brothers of one side, 100 brothers on the other side. And there was a very big war. And Krishna, Lord Krishna was their side. Five. They are called Pandavas. Krishna was at the side of Pandavas, and all the other very big kings and so very good warriors, they were on the opposite side. And it is Krishna who has controlled the entire war. What 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 happened? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Is some problem there? No problem. Anyway, now what I was telling that during that war, it was very serious war. In fact, all the 100 brothers were on side and five brothers were on another side. Only Lord Krishna was on the side of Pandavas, and these 100 brothers, they had several kings backing them. But this Godman was on Pandava's side. It is not likely that that side can be defeated. There is one small incident during this war, I will tell you. It was a favorite of Mani telling this story to many people. Now, on the Pandava side, the main warrior is Arjun. His name is Arjuna. And the one who is driving the chariot, that is Krishna. Krishna is holding that the what you call, he is sitting on the as a driving of that chariot, driving the horses, and Arjun is there sitting behind along with his bow and arrow, and the fight goes on. When the fight was there, Amas, Arjun on one side and Lord and another very good warrior on the opposite side was Karna. He was also the brothers of Pandavas, five brothers. But he was born before she was married. It is said that he was born because of the boon given by the sun. Like sun. Then now this is a story. Now, when this fight was going on in between Arjun and Karna, Karna is sitting on opposite side in his chariot, and Arjun is sitting in his chariot along with Lord Krishna. And when Arjun releases a bow, releases an arrow, and it hits the opposite side, the chariot of Karna, it moves just by few inches or few feet, few feet, about 2 feet or so. But when he releases an arrow, when Karna releases arrow, the chariot of Arjun, it moves only 1 foot. When Arjun is releasing his arrow, the chariot is drawing back by 2 feet. Whereas when Karna hits the arrow, Arjun's chariot is moving only by 1 foot. And Krishna is praising that Krishna is praising Karna. And Arjun gets little upset, saying that when I release the arrow and the Karna's chariot gets back by 2 feet, you keep quiet, you are keeping quiet. And when he releases the arrow and my chariot moves only 1 feet, you are clapping for him. Why this sort of a thing? Krishna says, Karna is very, very good warrior. Arjun is also good warrior, but reply to this question, what Krishna says, that he says to Arjun, in your chariot, I am sitting, I am driving this chariot. I am driving as a God man, I am driving chariot. In spite of the fact that I am sitting here, he can move the chariot by 1 feet. And there, nobody like me is there. Still then you can only move it by 2 feet. So in spite of my being in your chariot, he is moving by 2 feet. That is more appreciable. You got my point?
No, I didn't get that last part.
You didn't
I
understand.
Yeah. Please, can you
Now
repeat?
see, Lord, I mean this Krishna. This was the war between the two brothers, a group of two brothers. One were Pandavas who were 5 and Kauravas who were 100. Yes, very uneven fight. And on Pandava's side, there was only Lord Krishna, just one warrior, Lord Krishna. But on Kaurava's side, on the 100 side, so many kings from so many states, they had come and joined them. So there was very uneven fight. Now this picture is on one side 100 Kauravas, they are facing the god. On other side, five brothers are facing the other side. Now two warriors come together. I mean, just in front of each other. One is Arjun. He was very great warrior, very expert, excellent expert in bow and arrow. And another is his elder brother, his eldest brother. But then that is not known to the people because that boy, Karna, his name is Karna, he was born to his mother's name is Kunti. He was born before her marriage. And with a fear of getting that criticism and defamation, she had abandoned that child. She had flown that child in the river. And somehow the child was saved by one of the fishermen, and he was brought up by fishermen, but he was very great warrior, very great warrior. Now this is the situation. Now they are confronting each other. What on one side Karna is there now, but one after that he takes over the whole charge of that war. So here Karna has taken charge of the war. Here Arjuna is there. Now Arjuna's chariot is run by Lord Krishna himself. Lord Krishna is not having any weapon in his hands. He is only taking, holding that, controlling the horses. Now what happens is that when Arjun releases an arrow, and when he hits the other side, the chariot of the other Karna, his chariot goes back by 2 feet. His chariot, the impact of that, because of that, the chariot is going 2 feet back. And when Karna hits, then the chariot of Arjun, it moves only, say, half a feet. And Krishna, who is sitting in Arjun's side, he becomes happy and claps for Karna. Karna is the enemy of that. The enemy side claps. And Arjun gets upset about this. And Arjun says, when I release the arrow, his chariot goes back by 2 feet. Whereas he releases the arrow, it goes only by few inches. And still you clap for him. That time Krishna said, in your chariot, I am sitting here. In spite of the fact that the God man is sitting in your chariot, he is able to push back your chariot by few inches. That is the point here. So
he was jealous. Arjun was jealous.
Yes. Now we are coming to our own story, that Rishi was entertained in a best possible way, and he lived thereafter very happily. But the chariot in which he was made to sit, that chariot was used by Lord Krishna for Arjuna. Just mind well, that chariot was used by Krishna for Arjuna. Lord Krishna is driving that chariot. Arjuna is sitting as a warrior, and after the whole war is over, the whole army of Kauravas has been killed. Then, as all the situation gets set, it's calm and quiet. One side is completely extinguished, and then the Pandavas are the winners. When the war is over, Krishna asks Arjuna to get down first. Get down of that chariot first. And accordingly, Arjun was very loving Krishna. So he gets down first. And when Lord Krishna gets down from that chariot, the chariot gets burnt. That is the power which must have been of that Rishi. in that a very, very, very high, high top position, a great person. When he was taken, he was sitting in a chariot. That same chariot was used by Lord Krishna for that war. And as soon as he got down from that chariot, it got burst. This is the example how Krishna had made the use of that Rishi for conducting the war. And Baba, Meher Baba, while dealing with the must like Chatti Baba, must like Chacha, must like Muhammad, must like Babji, Ali Shah, all these great people, and Baba was working with them. Baba was working with them. There were times when we knew that Baba had taken a round. We know now that there was a blue bus tour. During that blue bus tour, there have been hundreds of incidents when Baba, yes, exactly. When Baba has contacted Mutt. And why Baba was contacting this Mutt at the cost of his own comforts and conveniences. He has not cared for his body. As soon as he goes from in one city, first thing he will do is just search for must. And if the must is found, then he will contact the must. Either that must will walk to here, he will give a bath to that must and then send him back. So this was a continuous process. Baba has just given up himself for his purpose. For the others, rest of his life was just to support this main object of contacting the must. One can take it that way. Certain period of Baba's life is so very busy in contacting must, so very busy, and very different type of must he has contact. Different type of must he has. One person was there in. He was brought from where. He never used to talk. A very great high class must. He never used to talk, and then unless you offer him, he will never take anything. He will never take anything. Only if you offer him tea, he will take that tea. You offer him food, he will take that food. Otherwise, on his own, he will never take anything. Such a must was there. And all around his body, there were the wires, wires all around his body, wires were tied. And they have their own.
What was his name? Did Baba give him a name?
I think Karim Baba. I think Karim Baba.
Oh, yes.
Must be a reference in that.
Yes.
And one must there, I do not know, I don't remember the name, but one must, very, very big, very great must, very high state must. When he was contacted, that person was practically, his body was covered with flies.
Yeah.
Whole was covered with flies. Now just imagine how Baba must be contacting such persons.
That is Karim Baba. Wires.
Yeah. Right, and very high state must.
Yeah.
High state, yes. So if we compare this, so Baba had said, I have read somewhere that what Baba had said about his work with the must is that the spiritual powers which are accumulated in these persons, that are dormant, that are of no use, but they are channelized for the use of the humanity. This is one of the purposes, and another purpose is by using that particular must, he gets uplifted to a next stage. Now, can one imagine that Muhammad must was taken to France? Can one imagine a must?
And who helped him? Was it Adike? Adike helped with Muhammad to go to France. What Mandali helped?
What?
But when they took Muhammad to France, who helped?
Ali Shah.
Ali Shah. Okay.
Ali Shah. He used to call as Babji. Babji. People used to call him Babji, but his name was Ali Shah.
Yeah. Only him, only one to help, only one person. For Muhammad, he only needed one person to help take care of him.
One person. One person.
Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
one person.
Wow.
So every must, there is a different story.
Yeah.
Now, if you read the Chatti Baba, why I say Chatti Baba was violent because of his connection was with France. And because of that, whatever was going on, that was reacting on him, and then he used to get violent.
Yeah.
But he was very loving person. He was very loving person. If you happen to read the parting occasion when he sent back, it's very touching time. All the Mandali people, they are in tears when he is sent back to his place. So Baba's must work is just simply a wonder. Now just with little time,
Pratap, there is one sentence that Baba said during Blue Bus about Krishna. He says, this blue bus is like the chariot of Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
And after my manifestation, people will worship it. Yeah.
Which book is that?
It's Baba. No, Blue Bus Tours.
Oh, Blue Bus Tours. So beautiful.
Yeah. And that's beautiful. The quote.
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful. Wow.
So I will sing that song now.
I love hearing about all the musts. Thank you. Wow. Yeah.
Come on. उनको पुकारे बार बार दिल उनको पुकारे रूठ गए क्यों मेरे हमारे रूठ गए, मेरे कैसी अजब उनकी रुसवाई, सहना जा सहना जाए उनसे जुदाई, कैसी अजब उनकी रुसवाई, सहना जाए उनसे जुदाई, रूठ गई सब मास बहारे, रूठ गई सब मास बहारे, रूठ गई मेरे हमारे। सुख दुख की चंचल लहरें तोड़ रही आशा की दीवारें, सुख दुख की चंचल लहरें तोड़ रही आशा की दीवारें, पार करे भव किसके सहाय, पार करे भव किसके सहारे, रूठ गए मेरे हमारे, रूठ गए मेरे दिल तो दिया उनका ही खिलौना, खेले मौजी भर के अपना, दिल तो दिया उनका ही खिलौना, खेले मौजी भर के अपना, दास प्रतापा वो रखवारे, रूठ गए मेरे हमारे, बार बार दिल उनको पुकारे, रूठ गए मेरे हमारे, रूठ गए मेरे हमारे। Once in botanical gardens, Baba had asked me to sing, in spite of the fact that most of the whole group was there. But abruptly he asked me to sing. I sang this song. It's a little bit sad song. And thereafter Baba had shown much of concern about my health and all. I had already told this story before. So now, should we take Aarti? Adi Sachetan.
Yes, please. Yeah. Adi Sachet.
All right. हुआ लहर से जिसकी सृष्टि का निर्माण, उसकी दैवी अनंतता का कैसे हो अनुमान। आदि सचेतन शांति निकेतन, आदि सचेतन शांति निकेतन, नमो ब्रह्म आवो मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ। प्रेम दीप में जलाओ, प्रेम दीप में जलाओ, दिव्य अंधेरा मिटता पाओ, दिव्य अंधेरा मिटता पाओ, अपना सब कुछ तुम्हें चढ़ाऊं, अपना सब कुछ तुम्हें चढ़ाऊं, तुम मुझको सिखाओ मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ। जीवन की सांस हमारी, जीवन की है सांस हमारी, बन जाए प्रभु गति तुम्हारी, बन जाए प्रभु गति तुम्हारी, हे करुणा कर लीलाधारी, हे करुणा कर लीलाधारी, तुम करुणा बरसाओ मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ। बने आरती जीवन मेरा, बने आरती जीवन मेरा, आदि अंत का लय हो घेरा, आदि अंत का लय हो घेरा, खुले नयन और दिखे सवेरा, खुले नयन और दिखे सवेरा, तुम मुझ में छा जाओ मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ। आदि सचेतन शांति निकेतन, आदि सचेतन शांति निकेतन, नमो ब्रह्म आवो मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाऊं मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाऊं। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। anything, anybody wants to say anything?
That was wonderful. Thank you. Beautiful, Arti. Thank you, Pratap.
Hey, Baba, thank you. My pleasure.
Jai Meher Baba Kaka. Jai Meher Baba.
Meher Baba,
So,
kaise?
we might be busy tomorrow on Tuesday, I think. 7th June. Baba, Manjale Meem's 100 years. 100 years of Manjale Meem
Yes.
on 7th June. And my big sister is very busy on 15th, 16th,
Is it?
and 17th
Ten,
of June.
Is it?
15th,
no,
15th is because
16.
15th, no, I'll just tell you. 15th is because Norina Mechibali joined Baba on 57,
Yeah.
and 16th is Rosalie's birthday, and also 16th is Baba has given 7 names of God. That
Yes.
is in 1920,
Yes. 27.
27, and
27.
then 17th is Muhammad Mas rejoined Baba in
Ah,
2003.
Jai Baba.
Jai Meher Baba. So 15th and 16th and 17th is my big sister Rosalie's days.
Yeah. Celebrate Baba, Meher Baba.
And that 17th happens to be a Friday, so you're going to give talk on 17th.
Oh. About,
And 10th,
well,
you can say about Manzile Meme
Thank you.
next
Sir.
Friday.
yes, please. Yeah.
Jai Meher Baba.
Thank you, Merchant. Now we
Jai
all
Meher
know.
I love to hear about Baba working with the Mus. That is
Yes.
so good. Yeah. You fill in, you see, because Dr. Duncan, you're telling more. I want to hear more. I read the book, but you have a lot there. Yeah.
It is a very, very good study. In fact,
Yeah.
excellent study.
Yeah.
Mm.
So Kareem Baba with the wires, what were the wires? What kind of wires were they? Big, thick wires or what? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Kareem.
Can we see the wire? Oh, it
Kareem.
is the wire.
Yeah, he had the wires.
Kareem Baba.
He looks powerful. He has it around his ankles. He has wires around his ankles. Yes.
Yes. Everything is tied.
Yeah.
Every part of his body is tied with some sort of way.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's very handsome. He's handsome. He looks intense, fiery, a little fiery. Yeah. I mean, Dr. Duncan gave these 2 lines from a poem that says, in what distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes. So he must have been very fiery.
Oh,
that was Duncan talking about him.
Duncan,
about
yes.
Kareem Baba.
Yes, it's very fiery. Yes. That's
right. Fire. That's the one that did fire burning bright in the forest of the tiger burning bright. Yeah. Duncan. Yeah.
A beautiful work he has done.
Yes.
That was the poet William Blake.
Yes.
He was a little father. Yeah. What year was it Muhammad passed away?
2002. I don't know. Where's Mary Chan?
Erchan, he's gone.
On
I
17
think
June
2002.
2003.
Yeah,
Three.
that's a long.
2003. He says
Yeah.
Oh, that's
2003.
a long time. And
Mm.
Muhammad Amas said that the lion will come through the window. He was saying that before he passed. The lion will come through the window.
Oh.
Yes. Yes, yes.
The lion of love. Baba said he was the lion of love. Yeah.
I remember the days because 2001 Irich Mama, 2002 Aloba, 2003 Muhammad Mas and Balnath.
And who? Ba?
Balnathu.
Balna too.
Oh, wow.
On 7th October, the day Baba discarded the alphabet board.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, Pratap, thank you. Thank you again. Thank you so much. Lovely to hear stories and songs. Mm.
So Pratap, Baba garlanded you.
In
Did
fact,
I-
that particular day,
Yeah.
I used to be little
Shy?
bit sad.
Yeah.
The reason is that I was not being able to attend to my engineering course because of the shortage of money and all that.
Yeah.
And that was a great setback in my life. That in fact, that is a mistake also, greatest mistake which I had committed in taking up engineering as my further studies. I had so many, I mean, plans in my mind, or sort of a what you call many of
Any
wishes in
ideas?
my heart,
Ideas,
yes.
dreams, hopes.
But then I had to set aside that going for completing that engineering, and that was I was not able to reconcile with that situation because it was great shock to me, rather to say disappointing, and I could not come out of it for quite long time. But then, as a compromise, I completed another course, a study
Wow.
course. I completed, that is true, but then engineering was different.
What
Yeah.
was the name? What kind of a course was it, Pratap? I didn't get the word. What kind of
Course.
course?
Sorry,
What was the name of the course that you were not able to complete? What was the name?
engineering,
Engineering.
Bachelor of Engineering.
Oh, I see.
In
Yeah.
those days, this
Oh,
no one not there. There were civil engineering, then mechanical engineering, then electrical engineering, and then some about this
chemical engineering.
metallurgy. There's only 4 courses were there. Yes, please. You're talking something.
Oh, I was saying there's also chemical engineering.
Chemical engineering, yes, chemical engineering also there. Yes.
Yeah,
But
but
our time, civil engineering was very favorite for the students, and many of the students used to go for civil engineering. In fact, I had very good marks in my inter science, so I was selected for that. I given admission for that course, but I could not complete it. I could not assess myself. Financial assessment was incorrect in my case, and all right, sir. But I am not repenting on that now. I have fully satisfied with Baba.
yeah.
Baba has taken due care of my whole life, I tell you.
Yes.
Whole-
Yeah.
everything he has put his mind in at every stage. That is a great achievement I could have. And there was some discussion which was going on in Guruprasad when Baba had said that he has left engineering, so what? He will prosper.
Baba said that
Said
about you.
there was some topic. That topic was this, that Madhusudan was best friend of mine, very thick friend. He had said to Baba that Baba, his would-be father-in-law is little bit unhappy
Oh.
because he could not complete his engineering, and he had his own dreams about
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
about this boy. So Baba said, so what? He will prosper. See, Baba Nazar, it has
Yeah.
always been
Oh my.
there.
Wow.
When I remember the olden days, I get tears. I get so very. It's not easy for Avatar coming after 700 years and have a meeting with him and closeness with him and working for him.
Yeah.
The great things in fact one's life.
Yes.
Yeah.
The very fact that you come to know about the Avatar, that itself is so very great thing. And if you miss this opportunity, you'll have to wait for 700 years more.
Ah.
And that time you cannot give a guarantee, because whether you will be born during that period, nobody knows.
That's true.
Uh,
Oh, a very
there are two.
fortunate life. You've had a very fortunate life.
So
Yeah.
I always tell people, may have seen Baba or not. That is immaterial. But if they really feel Baba's presence and Baba's love, that is more than enough.
Yeah.
That is more.
Yeah.
I really find these young boys and girls, they have so much of love for Baba. And really, I appreciate their attitude towards Baba.
Yeah.
They are prepared to work for Baba. People to take up responsibility. Very good thing. Very great thing. They are not. See, Baba, that is also, one has a fortune. It's all
So three
very
times.
age-long connections.
Yes.
One
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We will meet again
Yeah.
in the Baba in the Avatar's orbit. I imagine we will.
Yeah, Pratap, next time I'll type it in the chat about what Baba said about the blue bus. I'll say it again. This blue bus is like the chariot of Krishna. It's interesting that it's blue, huh? And after my manifestation, people will worship it. Yeah. There it is.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
There is after story about these believers. It was in position of Sarosh. It was even, in fact, being ready for sale, for giving an auction or something like that. But then Baba's people, They have retained it, might well. Baba's people have retained it.
Ah,
Baba had given up everything, Mirabad, but Baba's people have retained those things.
Yeah.
Af-
Yeah.
After all behind all these acts, Baba's love is one. So, but then it is also fortune for somebody that one becomes cause for some big, now take for example this completion of this Bairamangala center. The person may be a medium used by Baba himself. Without Baba's will, nothing happens. Nothing happens. So Baba's will always working behind everything. So such a big project that man has completed. But on whose support? It is
right.
Meher Baba's support. It's Meher Baba's will. The place has been protected for all these years from 1939 to 84 or so. That has been protected mysteriously.
Huh.
One has to study, when you study any books, one has to study the aspects. Different as none of these when we study these must wayfarers, every aspect of that personality, or the must. Is it not strange that a man who is covered with all flies, Baba is contacting that person? It looks very absurd. No?
Oh, dear.
Kaka, in fact, the structure with the surgical bed on which Baba dropped his body is kept in Blue Bus only. The surgical bed which is used for Baba in this, that now is kept it in Blue Bus.
All right. Well, you want us to say 3 times Avatar
Nice.
Meher Baba?
Avatar Meher.
Avatar.
Avatar Meher Baba
Ah,
ki jai.
yay.
Avatar Meher Baba ki
Baba
jai.
ki jai.
Avatar Meher
Avatar
Baba
Meher
ki
Ki
jai.
yay. Oh,
Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Kaka.
thank you. Thank you. Yes, lovely. Until next time. Ah.
Gone.
Okay. Oh gosh, I shouldn't be host. I gotta go. Ooh.